What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. BoWitch at Town Hall 12. Does it still work? I'm here to tell you that it most certainly does, especially against them old meta style bases, the ring style bases. You can really get it to work well. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel for all of my Clash of Clans attack strategy videos. In this war attack, what I am doing, I'm basically bringing three separate armies. I have my Queen Charge coming around the north of the base, I have a BoWitch combination coming around the south, and I'm sending a separate squad into the middle. Now the Wall Wrecker works very nicely with this. Even a couple of giants was enough to tank to ensure that I got that into the middle. And even if a lot of my bowlers walk, I know that I then have bowlers reinforcing that middle section. And I used a lot of spells there because I really needed to get that down. There was a lot of high HP buildings in that area. That's actually why I opted to bring an Earthquake spell to get damage onto a lot of them. The Jump spell, the Rage spell. I knew I wasn't going to have a huge amount of troops in the middle, so I really needed to put my spells in there. And if you can wreck the core like that, you then have your bowlers and witches walking around the outside with that Grand Warden. We are going to show you a couple of attacks at Town Hall 11 in order to compare this to, and then at the end of the video we actually have a fantastic 3-star attack using the Electro Dragons at Town Hall 11 as well. So as we fast forward through the end of this replay, this was one of my latest war attacks. We've been doing fantastic here at Red Elite recently, and we are just about to pull in another war victory. If you do want to join us, my Discord link is in the description of this video. You can join via that. So as you can see, we're sitting pretty comfortable in this war and just about to get the win. Let's show you some of our Town Hall 11 BoWitch attacks. This one, absolutely brilliant by Baker. Really picks apart the base a little bit. The Queen Charge here is very nicely worked. Gets that baby dragon to help with the funnel and send the queen into that pocket where the expos are. You can see there's not a lot of defenses in this area. Once the queen gets in there and takes down the expos, we can actually control the BoWitch a little bit easier. Now we do get a little bit fortunate that the queen decides to come back out of that compartment. Once she has indeed taken out the expos, she doesn't charge forward, she actually comes back around here, and that helps because we can then put the BoWitch army in and the queen can press down this middle compartment and basically help with the funneling. So we do have a single target inferno down here, and that is what we are going to target pretty early on. Try and get that down alongside the Eagle artillery, and obviously you can see the king, queen and the CC troops will be drawn in this area as well. That's where the queen coming back out of that compartment worked really well. She was able to control that CC compartment whilst the bowlers and witches rushed in to where the Eagle artillery is, using that heal spell where there was a lot of damage just to bring the bowlers back up. And then basically we've used the Wall Wrecker to get through this early compartment, but we really need a jump spell to access the second single target inferno. Places it so we can get access to a lot of different compartments. That actually causes many of the troops to ignore the single target inferno at first, but they do indeed turn back around once they've taken out many of the defenses and take that down. And once you've controlled your bowlers, as Baker has done here, it's a lot easier for them to protect each other. So what I mean is you can see how many there are. Yes, they're split up slightly, but they can protect each other. Whilst one defense is shooting at them, the expos can't keep up with this amount of troops. He's prioritized and taken out the higher damage defenses first so that the bowlers can then ransack the rest of the raid. And the queen was definitely the MVP of this raid, coming back out of that compartment, clutching the CC and helping to control the bowlers directly into that single target inferno and Eagle artillery was very, very important for the success of this attack. The next replay we're going to show is very similar to my Town Hall 12 BoWitch attack, and the reason I wanted to show you this is, again, it's another key skill which you can bring into the BoWitch attack. It never really used to be a thing that you had to do, but you can really use that wall wrecker to help ensure you get some bowlers into the center. Now again, we're targeting the enemy queen straight away here. You can see right on the west of the base, the archer queen has managed to take out the enemy archer queen quite easily and start that funneling process. Maybe just a couple of wall breakers to take the archer queen in one layer might have helped out, but we are indeed going to reinforce the rest of the bowlers, so it just depends how you want to play this. If you wanted to create the funnel a little bit better, he could have broke the archer queen in and done a separate queen charge, because as you can see, the troops do split a little bit. However, take note, and this is why I wanted to bring you this replay of that wall wrecker. It all of a sudden pops out them bowlers, and because of a couple of witches coming in to help them, that is indeed going to be enough, again, alongside them spells, which are very important. If you don't have a lot of troops there, you're really going to need them spells to help them out. But that is enough troops in order to get in and take out that entire middle compartment. Had the bowlers not been in the wall wrecker, that would not have gone down. That middle compartment would have still been standing. The bowlers would have been walking around the edge of the base. As you can see now, they might have had enough strength to get back in. However, in this situation, the defenses in the middle would have been frying the bowlers right the way around, and it's really difficult to say whether they would or wouldn't have made it back in, but definitely having the bowlers in the CC, popping out of that siege machine where you can control them. Remember, the bowlers tend to walk around quite a lot. Being able to control them in that wall wrecker is key, guys. It's just another skill to have in your pocket and consider with your attack. So I thought I would indeed show you that one just to really highlight that to you. Let's move on to the final attack, in that of the Electro Dragons at Town Hall 11. They are pretty cool, guys. Now watch how Van Pelt does this. Uses an earthquake and lightning spell to take out one of the air defense, and you can see the other three are all together. Perfect for our kill squad. Siege machine, again, it's kind of standard at this point. The wall wrecker pressing in to help them. Suicide heroes press in and take that out. And again, you can see the enemy CC troops do indeed come out, but it's not going to be enough for our queen, who's going to press forward and take that down. The single target inferno does lock onto many of the troops there. Fortunately though, pressing the king's ability did indeed protect him, and the queen is able to clutch the eagle artillery as well. That is huge for the Electro Dragons. And then she also gets the single target inferno at the north of the base. Again, huge for the Electro Dragons. What a kill squad. Very, very poor, shall we say, in base design. Easy to take out on that regard, and it just meant that from there the Electro Dragons can ransack this base. Free spells used nice and regular onto any of the defenses, which are indeed going to cause the Electro Dragons a little bit of an issue. However, I really like how he uses the free spells to protect the balloons more than the Electro Dragons. If the balloons can get on top of the defenses, they can take them down quicker, and then the Electro Dragons just have to chain through the buildings that really won't do them too much damage. And as you can see, just look at how many Electro Dragons are left over. That is a lot of them, guys. Over 100 troop capacity left over in order to take down these final buildings. There you can see the effectiveness of the chain lightning, taking out that archer tower before even getting in range of it. Absolutely brilliant stuff. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. The BoWitch at Town Hall 12, it does still work. Obviously, if you do have a maxed Giga Tesla, you will have to consider taking the Grand Warden's ability, or indeed using a kill squad to take that out. The Electro Dragons there at Town Hall 11, they still do indeed work as well. Beautiful stuff. I've been your host, Judo Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.